DBSCG things.
What's up, Yuhp gang? It's your boy Texan, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG things. And today we're bringing you another very exciting deck profile, guys. This is going to be the deck that I've been testing with the most out of set 16. This is Yellow Trunks. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to say if you want any custom mats and/or sleeves, absolutely check out ProMats, guys. Best place to go get your custom card needs. Link will be in the description below for you guys to go check them out. And also, as you can see on the screen now, they are holding a monthly tournament via Discord at the second weekend of every single month with some great prizing here. You can come win some ProMat mats, TCG medal leaders, and also some booster boxes. So make sure that if this is something you're interested in, you come by, hit the description below, go to the Discord, and join this. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this deck profile or my content in general, make sure you smash all those buttons, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified every single time I upload a video. And with that being said, let's spin this round and dive in. Alrighty, guys, so here we are at the deck. Now let's go over the leader really quickly. So if you don't know what the leader does, when he attacks, he draws one card, and then he has an activate main that when you have 2 or more energy, you can take a Vegeta from your field, put it underneath him, rip until you have 6 life, and then draw one card and flip him over. Or you have a normal awakening when you're at 4 or less life, you can draw 2 cards and flip them over. On the back side, he gets a little cool. You may draw a card when you swing. If you don't, you can play a Bulma Future, Trunks Future, or a Vegeta Yellow 1-drop from your hand or drop area, and you'll get the corresponding effects from the card you decide to play. Also, he has an auto once per turn, and whenever you decide to activate an X-Evolve skill, you draw a card. Also, he has an activate battle once per turn. Place 1 card from underneath this card into the owner's drop area. This card will get 10,000 power and double strike. So he has like a little built-in Champa. There's the leader for us. Let's go ahead and dive into the package. We're running 3 Vegeta. Most people run 4. I run 3 just because he's super searchable, and because we run Trunks, we almost run 6. So we get 6 1-drop targets. You basically just want to see either or of these in your opening hand so that you can awaken your leader. Basically, turn 1 you'll play either one of these guys. The other one will go search the opposite from the deck. And then on your next turn, you'll absorb the Vegeta that got played either hard casting, which played him, or off this Trunks skill. So you'll absorb it, and then you'll flip your leader over, draw a card, rip yourself to 6, and then you'll still have your Trunks in field for evolution. So of course we have evolution targets. And then obviously, of course, if these guys go to the drop area, it's no big deal for you. You want to kind of keep looping them and keep playing them anyways. I felt 6 was a good number, and I really had to make space for other pieces in this deck because yellow has so many good cards that we just want to make sure fit. We're running 3 Trunks and 3 Vegeta. Vegeta, you draw a card when you activate X-Evolve skill. So in tandem with your leader and your evolve target, they both draw a card when you activate X-Evolve. But in tandem with these two, you essentially will draw 2 for the cost of 1 energy. And if the card gets counterplayed, you essentially still get the draw because it just says when you activate the X-Evolve skill, the draw card's part of the cost here, and this is when you activate. So you'll just get the draw 2 no matter what. Like let's say someone wants to God Seal this so it doesn't come into play. You'll basically just keep them in hand and then just draw 2. This guy actually really good. When he evolves, you switch him to active. So if you play your evolve target in rest mode off your leader, he will switch him to active mode. And then whenever he attacks, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So he's really strong and probably like the best removal for this deck. As long as you can like continuously attack with him. We got 3 of the Trunks. Barrier blocker, same thing as the Vegeta. X-Evolve, draw 1 card. Get counterplayed or not, you still get the draw 2. Auto when he evolves, same thing as Vegeta, he stands to active. So if you play the Trunks and rest off your leader, he just stands to active mode. And then once per turn, if your leader is a Yellow Trunks Future card, when your opponent plays a battle card or a Unison, it gets rested. So that is guaranteed the first card that they play, you have to trigger that there. And if you forget, you kind of just, I guess you just forget. But yeah, that has to trigger on the very first card they play, battle card or Unison, so make sure you remember. Next up, we have 2 copies of the big boy. 8-drop, 35k critical. We run them at a 2 because first off, we need space in the deck, and also he's a 1+10k, so it can be a little clunky because he doesn't have protection. So against blue, you never really want to just flat out play him. He has a really cool effect for 2 energy. If you have 3 or more energy, you can choose a yellow Vegeta and a yellow Trunks in your battle area. Play this card and then choose put those chosen cards underneath this card, and then activate battle. Limit 1, place 2 cards from under this card into the owner's drop area. Draw 1 card, then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO them, and then this card will gain triple strike. So if you have 2 fully evolved, like let's say you got both of these guys on field, you will put 4 cards underneath them and be able to activate that effect twice, being able to do it on your swing and then also on your opponent's next turn. If they decide to go in with a card, you can just activate battle and KO it mid-step. So there's that guy. No protection, but he's a very good boss monster. So now we're going to dive into the extra cards because, of course, yellow just is so heavy on the extra cards right now. So we got 3 Frieza Army reinforcements. I feel like I don't need to explain this too much. Rip a life if you're at 5 or less life. Negate the attack, play a blocker token. 3 Realm of the God Goku Black card. This is a newer card. Activate battle if your leader card is yellow. You get to choose one of your cards, gets 10k for the battle, and then you get to choose one of the following effects. If it's your turn, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards greater than their current energy and rest mode and KO it. Or actually, no, it doesn't even have an energy restriction like the other ones. This one is just choose one of your opponent's rest mode cards and KO it. And then if it's your opponent's turn, you'll draw a card and then choose 2 of your opponent's cards and switch them to rest mode. That is the more prominent effect and very strong, and it triggers a lot of things in this deck. So, very good card and a great replacement for Power of the Super Saiyan since it did get banned. We got 3 Vegeta's Final Flash. Activate battle. You guys should know this card is just plus 15 to a battle card or leader card, and then if all your energy is yellow, which it is, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier and skill negate it. Really good. We got the 1-off Power of the Super Saiyan. Kind of just gotta run it. Also, it just turns our extra card package into a flat 10. So I just felt like the card is super needed. Even if it's a 1-up, I just feel like once you see this card, it's really, really good. Our super combo option, we decided to go Krillin. Bottom deck 1, draw 2. Card's absolutely amazing, and since we go down to 6 on our Awaken, all we gotta do is take 1 damage from our opponent, and then this card's live to turn these on. So, not too shabby. And since we're running the extra card package, of course, we're running the 4 Mechas, and I'm still running the 4 Gokus. These cards are fantastic, and they both are reduced the same way. If you have 2 or more of these guys are either in your energy or drop area, basically. These guys will become 1-drops. This is a counterplay. This is basically a crusher ball blocker draw card, and then this card is just the best flood negate for yellow right now. If your opponent doesn't attack with a Unison, they have to switch one of their cards into rest mode if you activate this card. So that's pretty good. Next up, 3 Turles, all too easy. Card's phenomenal. I still run 3. I would run 4 if I could. It's just the package for this deck is so big, and I already kind of feel like I'm running low numbers on the actual package of the deck itself. So 3 was good for me. I normally only use this card when there is something to KO. I'll never just play this card unless I have something I need to remove. This card will draw a card, KO a card in rest mode, or you can just not draw a card and KO 2 things in rest mode, and then it provides you a 20k double strike attacker, so that's really good. Next up, we go into a couple of Unisons. We got 2 Trunks. This guy, absolutely amazing, honestly. 3 energy for a dual attacker. He has a ±0, which rests a card, so if you have Poutine in hand, you can play that, or if you have Bergamo, you can go ahead and do that. And then if the chosen card that you switch to rest mode is a 4 cost or less, you'll KO it. So also has some board clearing with just the ±. The dual attacking pressure behind this card is absolutely phenomenal, and then also the -3, draw a card and then choose all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO them. Great way to really clear out fields, especially when you have things like Goku Black Realm of Gods. You can, within like 1 attack, you can force like their entire field into rest mode and then just play this the next turn and wipe it up. We got 2 Vegeta Unison of Fury. This guy, I just feel like it's necessary. I play best of 1s at my local, and we haven't dove into best of 1s with sideboards yet. So just this being into my main is necessary, especially since Xeno Trunks is very popular, Gogeta Xeno is very popular, and we just have so many things that push out big bodies very early, so I just figured this card is absolutely necessary. And also it does provide me an extra game finisher if I really need it to. Like a couple weeks ago, you guys seen in my matchup against Mekikarbora, I uploaded it on the channel. I just played this guy for 3. I used his effect to like rest one of my 1-drops, and then I don't know, I used the -3, used the dual attack, tapped him 1 energy, and added pressure with him. I like to use him for that reason, but most of the time, yeah, you just use him for his minus effect. But a cool thing about this card is actually, you should know, his activate main switches one of your cards to rest mode to get a marker on it. And you can just switch, you can choose one of your 1-drops and switch it to rest mode. gain a marker on it, and then just pay 1 and evolve over your rested 1-drop, which inevitably will switch it to active anyways. So it's like a free +1 almost. Next, we have a small slug package. We have 3 of the 1-drops, 3 of the 3-drops. Card, I just feel it could be cut from this deck, and a lot of players don't even play it in this deck right now, but I just feel like this card is very, very necessary in yellow decks when you're trying to play a resource game. When you want to out-resource your opponent, you want to make sure that they can't draw, and to me, I just feel like this card is very, very necessary. Now, of course, without this card, you would have 6 extra slots in your deck to go ahead and bump up your actual package. You could bump Turles back up to 4 and things like that. There's tons of things that this card could be replaced with, but I just felt like it was necessary for the deck. If you guys don't know, of course, 1-drop just draws a card. It also has an activate main. Choose one. You can either rest the battle card, or you can KO this card and play this card, which you'll never rest the card. You'll just pay 1 to play this. This is a unique barrier, permanent bond 2. If it's in rest mode, your opponent can't draw a card with non-leader effects. So he's barrier, and both of these guys are barrier, and so is this guy. So essentially, as long as I get him on field, my leader's going to free play one of my barrier guys every single turn. So even if I'm versing a matchup that has like small barrier removal and they can get rid of these guys, as long as Slug sticks, I can just keep replaying these guys, which inevitably nets me cards anyways. So in my opinion, Slug, very good in this deck. Next up, I got 2 Secret ID Max. I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. Secret Identity Max Sand. This card's great. I think I'm gonna cut this to a 1 of. I probably want to run just 1 of him and then 1 Fighting Fates just for extra closing ability. I do like the removal, but a lot of the times I feel like I'm overwhelming him for an extra attack. Like this deck honestly has great removal for a yellow deck. Like we have this card, we have Vegeta, we have our Unison, and then obviously we're playing yellow, so a lot of the times we're going to be resting cards and then swinging into the rested card. So in my opinion, this deck already has decent removal. I'm not going to say it's amazing. It's not a red deck, so it's not amazing, but it is good for yellow. So this card, as a 1 of and then 1 Fighting Fates, I think is probably the best way to go. We got 1 Poutine to round off our black cards for the deck. The Poutine is absolutely amazing in tandem with the SS2 Trunks. So the first Unison or battle card game played will get rested by him, and then the first card they play off a skill will trigger this and allow me to rest another card. So if this gets in field, all you have to do is play a Unison or battle card, and then you're going to let me free play Poutine. Because this is a skill that's resting a card, which is essentially just triggering her auto to get free played anyways. So these cards in tandem together is very, very nasty and hard for your opponent to work around. They're both barrier, and then if you have both of these guys on field and then Slug in rest mode, your opponent's just looking at 3 cards they have to remove and no way to draw into something to remove them. So I think that it's just very good. Next up, we have 1 Champa. I'm getting into our 1-ofs for the deck. 1 Champa. Of course, we got to play Champa. There's not a deck in this game that I will say you should not play Champa. Actually, I take that back. I would say SS4 Vegeta ramp. Don't run Champa. You don't need Champa in SS4 Vegeta ramp, because if you ramp it off the top of your deck, you will be sad. Anyways, yeah, this should be in just about every deck. It's a one energy double strike on any card you're swinging with. So, per se, we got the Vegeta. He doesn't have any protection, but if you're swinging with him and you just want to add the pressure for 1 energy, he's going to be a 30k double strike. That removed the card. So, in my opinion, that's really good. Next up, we have the 1 of Bergamo. So you just straight up play this card if you're playing yellow and you have the extra card engine. I just feel like this card rests so much things, it's just necessary to have this. You can foresee turns where you're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to Bergamo him here, and then he's just going to pass back to me. Like, your opponent's like turn 3, turn 4. They're not going to want to be rested 2 energy and then have to extend their play even further to be tapped out going into like your turn 4 or 5. So Bergamo is very necessary in yellow, in my opinion. Swift Retaliation Cooler. You just play this card if you're playing yellow. Kind of the same thing with a lot of these. Counter. A lot of the times I just use this to stop Baby Hatch in my blue matchups. This is what you're just gonna tap 3 and stop the floodgate on the turn that you think you're gonna kill, and hopefully you do. The secret rare I'm running right now, which is probably not the right secret rare for this deck, I would probably run Supreme Kai. in my personal opinion, is probably the best secret rare in the game, especially since I just think like Unison removal is just very necessary in this game. So I think Kai's probably a better option. This card did perform for me this weekend. I love this card absolutely a lot. This is the best yellow secret rare, not the best secret rare for yellow, but the card's great. 1 energy, this card becomes a 40k critical deflect, so if you reverse in blue, it comes in no matter what. Your counterplay text says play this card and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and place it under this card, and then the card being played is played skill negated. So, as you guys seen on my last week, I believe I played this deck, was probably like 2 weeks ago. My matchup against Meg Chikabora, he was swinging in with his barrier 6-drop Dark King Vegeta. And I tried to negate, and he tapped 3 for the counter Boo secret rare. And I tapped 1 for this. So in that action, he swing lead. I negate. I think I used the Freeze Army Reinforcement. So it costed me a life anyways. So I ripped a life to play this. He countered it, so the attack was still going to go through, but I counterplayed his counter that was coming into field. So the counter effect did go off, so my negate got negated. But the double strike 40k that he played for his counter got skill negated on play, and then I got to swoop the card that was interacting with me at the time in rest mode. So the barrier 6-drop Vegeta got absorbed, so that battle ended no matter what. Even I negated, it got countered. The card got absorbed, battle ended, and then the 40k double strike got skill negated to a 40 single. So this card did perform for me. I like the card a lot. Like I said, Kai probably better. Pan way better. We have great options, guys, and obviously it's a budget secret rare. I just had it sitting around. I love the art, and it's yellow, so I figured I'd just try it out, see what it did. Once I get my hands back on my Kai that my brother's using, I will probably be playing that. But with that being said, guys, this is my Trunks build. This is how I've been playing it recently. Let me know how you guys have been playing it. I would like to know your guys' builds. What ratios are different from yours to mine? I would like to know. I have been having minor success with it. I will say that red is a very, very hard matchup for this deck. U7 Goku just has a lot of minus removal, so that is a thing. Always remember that. But other than that, this deck is amazing at stopping your opponent. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, make sure you guys consider smashing all those buttons for me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for me. And with that being said, guys, we will see you guys next time. See ya.